Fabulous authors, I am so excited because today we have Kevin Tumlinson of Draft2Digital here to talk with us. We're going to be talking all about what is going on over at D2D, and we're going to learn some new and interesting things. So let's go ahead and bring Kevin on. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
We really appreciate you stopping by. I am so excited because I am a big fan of Draft2Digital. I use it for my books. A lot of my publishing house uses it for their books as well. And I want to talk a little bit today about what Draft2Digital is. So for the people who don't know or who have not experienced the phenomenon that is Draft2Digital, tell me a little bit about what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, at its heart, Draft2Digital is an ebook publishing aggregator, which means it will take your manuscript, we'll do an ebook conversion, which is free for you to use, and we'll distribute that book to all the major retailers. I used to say most major retailers, but recently we had a nice little change where we added a new one, someone you may have heard of. But we have, so we have, yeah, and we have a whole raft of really cool free tools that authors and publishers can use regardless of whether they distribute through us. So the ebook conversion is one. We have ebook templates, very much like Vellum. We have a free print-ready layout, so you can lay your book out. It's automated, but you can lay your book out and get it ready for publish-on-demand services and little tools like that. We keep adding something. We've added something new every 2 weeks for the past year or so. I think we're doing pretty all right in the innovation department.
That's fantastic. I love that. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I see that you are here, but we do not know who you are until you go ahead and leave us a comment. So if you have questions about Draft2Digital, if you have questions about how to do anything that we're talking about today, go ahead and hit up those comments below, and we will get as many questions answered as possible while we are live on air. And we did have a number of people write in before the show, so we will be working on answering those questions as well. Now, Kevin, I know you just mentioned something that I am really excited to talk about, and that is that you just added a new platform that you started working with. Tell me who this amazing platform is and just how this is going to affect your authors.
Well, we just added Amazon as a distribution channel, sales channel for our authors. This is an oft-requested sales channel, of course. Everyone wanted to be in Amazon. And, you know, the way we do things at Draft2Digital, I mean, we take a while to kind of vet these sales channels and make sure we have a relationship with them that's going to be beneficial to the authors. So it took a little while to get through that process and make sure everything was good. But we have a great relationship with them now. So we're looking forward to the benefits of offering that to the authors. And that's a growing relationship, too. We're looking forward to how that's going to evolve and change over time.
I'm really excited. I know that was something that was requested a lot from people. And now they have a new way to access Amazon, which I think is so great. We're actually going to be talking a little bit more about that in a few minutes because I know we had some questions about Amazon that were written into us in advance. But guys, if you have questions about this, go ahead and hit up those comments below and let us know what you are thinking. Melanie wants to know, why should authors be using Draft2Digital? So Kevin, what is the best thing you can tell us about why authors should be using D2D?
All right. Well, one of the big perks of using any aggregator, really, but us in particular, is that you can consolidate everything down to a single series of reports and management. So we have this really gorgeous author dashboard, is what I call it. It allows you to track your sales, track royalties due, control where your books are being distributed. So if you, for example, prefer to go direct to a channel, you prefer to go to Amazon, for example, direct or whatever, you can deselect Amazon as one of the channels you go to through us, and then otherwise manage everything from one place. It's all about convenience. We're trying to make sure that we make this very easy. In other words, we want you to be able to easily control how your book looks, where it's going, the price that it's set for, all these factors, and be able to see the results of everything all in one place. So that's one of the big reasons. The other, honestly, this is the one that everyone says, but we actually mean it, and we can prove it. We have just the absolute best customer service and author support that you're ever going to find anywhere. So we frequently have people. We've actually had people who used us for a time and moved on to other services, come back to us to ask if we can help them with problems they're having elsewhere. Because we are pretty good about, you know, sussing out where the actual problems are. We have a lot of contacts in the industry. So we support the author every way that we possibly can. And that includes, you know, we're kind of amping this up. We do some merchandising. We do, we're out looking for promotions and deals that we can offer to the authors through our sales channels. So, you know, those aren't guaranteed. And right now that fare is a little on the light side, but we're beefing it up. We got a whole new, you know, Dan Wood, who's been with us for several years, almost from the beginning, has taken over merchandising. He's getting more of those kind of deals. So as far as the why Draft2Digital, I mean, it's because we're out there every 2 weeks adding new features and finding new ways to make this whole publishing business very easy on the author. So that's what we're about.
I think that's fantastic. And I want to point out, this morning, I actually got an email from you guys saying that you had so much going on with the addition of Amazon, and so many people came and just flooded you all. That you are so incredibly busy that you're just a little behind on going through some of the support tickets. And you got out in front of that and you told us exactly what was going on so you could manage our expectations and we would know when we would be hearing from you. So if things were a little bit slow, we knew why, and we knew that you were actively working on that. And I love that because no one else does that. They have so much going on behind the scenes, and they'll let you know if you continually contact them. But you guys are just very, very good about keeping your authors really aware of what's happening within the company, and I love that.
Right. Communication is one of those things that we've built. It's a cornerstone of what we've built. We don't just say that we have good customer service. I mean, we have real live humans. Our offices are in Oklahoma City. I'm not in Oklahoma City, but we have all of our primary offices and our personnel are in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. There are real live humans sitting there with mounds of Diet Coke around them, who are answering calls, answering emails, hopping on social media. Chances are, if you reach out to us on Twitter, I'm probably the guy who responded to you. So we have real people who know the industry and know what we're doing, and we're there to help. And we would like to communicate. As soon as we know something, we want to let you know it. This influx of new books, new authors, there was a kind of perfect storm that happened because the day before we had our scheduled announcement about Amazon, Pronoun, of course, announced that they were shutting down. And so we had a huge influx. What we expected was quadrupled at a minimum. And we're getting at the moment about 30 times the volume that we would normally get. So as I wrote in the email that went out this morning, you know, you can expect that there's going to be a little bit of lag here and there. But what we've been really happy about is our automated processes are just kicking in and churning away and really knocking things out. It's just now it's in terms of volume. So normally we wouldn't have this volume of authors and books coming in out at once. So the fact that it's able to handle it is impressive to us. And we knew there would be some lag and slowdowns, and we've been working. I mean, we're working that our support team. I don't know when they sleep. I don't know when they do anything. And I know they have families who haven't seen them in a couple of weeks now. But they're constantly. You know, a lot of us can work remotely, so you know we're answering emails and hitting trouble tickets, you know, quickly as quick as we can. So it's been interesting, but I'm glad to see how it's growing. I mean, we're happy to see these new authors coming in because we know we can help them. So
fantastic. We did just get a question from Lisa, and she would like to know. She says, I know that you guys are kind of limited because of Amazon, but do you know if there's any plans to try to negotiate the ability to make books perma-free on Amazon? And I know that we had questions written in before we went live. And people want to know, is that something that in the future you could possibly pursue? I know it's not something we can do right now, but tell us a little bit about what your plans are for that. And then when you're done, I'd love for you to go on to talk to us about how we can make our books free through Draft2Digital, what that process would be of matching.
Okay, so at the moment, unfortunately, our relationship with Amazon prohibits me from giving any really specific details about how things work. And trust me, there's a lot I want to talk about. Perma-free is one of the first questions we get asked. there are certain issues with that, technical issues as well as philosophical issues, but the philosophy is not on us, by the way. But at the moment, it's something we're pursuing because we know the authors want it. That's really as much as I can say about it. It is top of mind. I would like to be able to make my books perma-free that way as well. You can do that with every other channel in our catalog, except Amazon. You can set your price for free, and then you'll get a little message that says, Amazon, or at this time, we can't make your book perma-free on Amazon. However, Amazon may price match it. And that brings us to the whole process of price matching. And it's a little bit manual, but it is kind of effective. I've done this numerous times. It works pretty well. But you can actually reach out to Amazon through their contact on the website. You can go to the Kindle store. If you have a KDP account, you can actually contact them through that account as well. You don't necessarily have to distribute through them to have a KDP account, by the way. You can go ahead and start that. You can also do this through the Author Central page. But you're going to reach out and let them know, I have this book, here's the AISN, and it's currently free in these locations, and give them some URLs. Give them some majors. Give them Barnes & Noble, give them iBooks. Let them know that the book is free in some of their major competitors. And generally, within a couple of days, they will match that. And sometimes it takes a little longer. I can't predict Amazon's time frame on that sort of thing, but usually, for me, within 72 hours, I usually have the book matched to whatever the new price is. You can do that for perma-free. You can also do that if you're running a promotion and you want the price to drop, although it's probably just better to drop the price manually. But you can. There's all kinds of possibilities for being able to use that. But for the most part, it is just ask. I wish there was an easier way. If we can figure out an easier way, we're gonna do it. But right now, that's it.
Fantastic. And that is definitely something I, for one, am interested in. I would absolutely love that ability. And I love that you guys give us the resources on how to handle it, even though we do not necessarily have the perma-free ability right this second through Draft2Digital.
But I should say, by the way, since you can set your book for free generally anywhere else, I mean, that's a powerful tool all in itself. It's not like that's unheard of. You can do that through other aggregators. But it does give you a certain level of control. One of the things that we do that's different than really any other aggregator, although all of our processes is automated, when it comes to things like prices, when you reduce a price, when you delist a book, whenever you make changes like that, we have people who their job is to take that information, go to the distributors and say, we have these things happening, and your policy says you'll do it in 48 hours. It's been 49 hours, so we're checking to make sure you saw it, and can you please make that change? We'll verify that stuff. So that's very important, especially with like delisting. If you decided, for example, that you're going to pull all your books, we don't want you to do this, but we accommodated. If you pulled all your books from everywhere else and decided to go exclusive to KDP Select, it's very important that your books are delisted. Otherwise, you get dinged by Amazon. So we make sure that those books get delisted. The same goes with pricing. You price up or down, you price to zero. We make sure those prices are adjusted in the time frame that the sales channel says they'll do it. So we can't force them, and we can't push them to do it any faster or anything like that. But we can hold them to the terms of their agreements with us. So that's what we do. No one else does that.
That's impressive, because I wouldn't have even guessed that you would have gone as far as to double check and make sure these things are really happening, because other companies don't. So I love hearing that. And guys, if you have not heard that, let's just say it again. These guys are the best.
I'll accept your assessment.
I mean, it's an important assessment here.
That's right.
Listen, if you are joining us live, we're hanging out for a few more minutes. We're going to be answering some questions. We're going to be talking about Draft2Digital just a little bit more. But if you have questions, now is the time to hit up the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. I see the comments are coming in, and we did have some comments asked before we went live. So we will be addressing all of those. But if you are here, and I do see that you are here, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and leave us a question or a comment. Just give us a shout out so we can say hey to you. and let us know that you are here hanging out with us live or in the rebroadcast. If you are in the rebroadcast and you have questions, I will be sending these along to Kevin later on, and we will get some answers for you guys.
That's right.
Now,
I like talking to people, so show me some people.
Yes. Guys, come hang out with us. We like this. And listen, if we get a ton of questions on the rebroadcast later, maybe we'll have to have him back. That's all I'm saying.
I'll come back. I'm a complete whore about this stuff. I'll be here. I'll sit here. I'll talk to you all day long.
Fantastic. We like to hear that. Okay, so I want to change directions just a little bit. We've been talking a lot about Amazon. We've been talking a lot about how this is going to benefit our authors. One of the big questions that we've been getting is about another platform that you are potentially looking into working with, and that is Google Play. We know a lot of people recently lost access to Google Play because of pronoun shutting down, and we want to know, what is this looking like within Draft2Digital? What can we do to help, and how can we speed this up?
Okay. That is probably, that one vies with permafree as being the most asked question. It actually may be asked more often. We know that there is a huge demand for Google Play. We actually do have a relationship with Google and Google Play. They'll even tell you that. What they also tell you, for some bizarre reason, is that it's up to us whether we can start publishing your book there. And unfortunately, that is not true. We've been talking to them for quite some time. And at this point, there are still some unanswered questions. One of the things, and I briefly hit on this earlier, but if we distribute your book to a sales channel, we abide by the rules and guidelines of that sales channel. So if that sales channel says we do not accept anything that involves robots or giraffes or whatever, or erotica of certain types or whatever, we will make sure that content does not get to them. So we vet that content. In the same way, we vet the distributors, the sales channels. If we have certain criteria that the sales channel has to be able to meet, and to make sure that our authors are protected, make sure they're getting the best experience out of it, make sure they're not going to be taken advantage of. Now, we're not saying in any way that Google Play is not meeting that criteria. We don't know because we're not able to have the conversation with them. So right now, the best way to bring Google Play into our fold is to just bug the crap out of them. And I've already had several thousand authors emailing them, and they get mixed results. They'll get that email that says, well, they're already a distributor. All they got to do is start sending books our way, which is not entirely true. We can't do that until we have the conversation that says, here are the terms, and here's how things work, and here's what the authors get and what they don't get. We have to make sure we know all that, and it's all pat. And unfortunately, I don't have the email address memorized. I should by now, but there is an email address for reaching out to them. But if you can just reach out to Google Play in all of its forms, on Twitter, Facebook, email, and let them know you would like to be able to distribute your book via Draft2Digital, it will help us. It will go a long way towards helping us be able to get that as a sales channel. Right now, I know there are a lot of authors who, they're making pretty good coin from Google Play distribution, and I hate seeing them on the outs. And now that pronoun is shut down, it really stinks. So we are working hard to figure out ways to make that happen. For the foreseeable future, it's not going to happen anytime soon, as far as we know, unless a magic turn of events happens. Right now, the best we can do is keep pinging them, keep asking them, keep hoping that they're going to answer. But, Google, I don't know if you've heard, it's actually quite a large company, and they don't necessarily need to listen to the likes of Draft2Digital.
Really? I can't imagine.
Yeah. They're right up there with some other weird company, Amazon and Apple.
Yes.
The light crowd. We actually have a fantastic relationship with Apple, though. Books-support@google.com. Lissa just posted.
Yes, Lissa, fantastic. We love you. Thank you.
That's the one. Yeah. And you're going to get a mixed bag of answers.
Lissa to help us.
Yes. I should bring her on my team.
Oh, there you go, girl.
That is not constituted as a job offer in any form or fashion.
I was going to start angling for myself now, too.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you, Lissa. We do appreciate that. So that's great. We are where you are. I say we, like I'm already on the team.
If you're a Draft2Digital author, you're part of the team. That's the way I think of it. We're in this together.
Well, we like to hear that. That is always a good thing.
Well, we are. And then just to throw more company history in there, I mean, I'm an author. I'm a best-selling thriller author. I'm an award-winning thriller author. One of our founders, Aaron Pogue, is an award-winning author, best-selling author. You know, we are founded at least in part. We've got our founders are an author and two of his programming buddies, and they are the leadership of the company today. This industry is in our DNA. I mean, we're not coming in from the outside, looking at an industry and saying, I think we could make a book here, or a buck here is what I meant to say. A little Freudian slip. But we think, you know, we looked at the industry and said, I really, you know, Aaron says, I really need this. I think I'll get my friends together and make it a reality. And then turning around and saying, I think we could share that with people. And our business model, we only make money if you distribute through us and make a sale. So all the tools that we offer, everything is free, and you can come use it and then go direct to someone else. You can use our ebook layout, our print book layout. All that stuff is available for free to use, and you don't have to do anything through us. So we really focus on, you know, we don't want to charge the author directly. We want to make sure that they are getting the most out of their experience and getting the most tools that they can use. And hopefully they'll kindly stay behind and distribute through us and share revenue with us. And we do very well. So I think our model works. I mean, we do incredibly well.
I would definitely say so. I know a lot of the people that I have talked to in the industry work through you guys, and I know that they say a lot of really amazing things. So I would say you guys are definitely on their A track here.
Yeah. I mean, the secret, and it's really no secret. We'll share it with everybody in the industry. The secret is care more about the authors than you care about the business, and the authors will make sure you're taken care of. Because this is a fantastic community. We do everything we can to make sure these people succeed. You know, short of marketing your work for you, which is something I keep looking at, like, how can I, you know, who can I bring in as a marketing partner for these authors? You know, I keep trying to find ways to make that work. You know, we will empower you. That's what we're all about, empowering the author.
Well, hey, speaking of that, that was the perfect transition for me here, because you know at Reading Transforms here, we are all about marketing and all about social media marketing strategy. And because I never like to leave you guys high and dry, I love my freebie bonuses. I have a present for you, and we're going to drop it right now. So let me go ahead and just pull this up on screen real quick. I have a checklist for you guys. This is really amazing. Let me take that down off the screen. There we go. This is a checklist. So once you put your books on Draft2Digital and you are ready to go, we want to get your books marketed and out there in the world without sounding like some annoying commercial. So there are specific ways that you can be marketing through social media to get people to notice your books, to get them to look into your books. And I have broken that down into a checklist for you. So you can actually jump into the comments right now and type the word D2D checklist. It's right on the screen there. And that is going to pop up in your direct message box, and it will give you the link to download this bonus, which is that checklist of getting out there, from putting your books on Draft2Digital all the way to doing your universal links to marketing on social media. And for those of you who are going to be using Draft2Digital for this, I do have a special bonus if you are using my affiliate link for that. I am creating a gorgeous customized social media marketing graphic similar to this one, that is designed to really highlight your book and make it stand out over on social media. And I will be doing that for you as soon as you send me your screenshot of your books over on Draft2Digital. So I know that you are actively working to market your books. I am helping you out with that, totally free to you. So it's a bonus within a bonus. You can get that by typing in D2D checklist in the comments right now, and that will pop up in your inbox. So let me take this down off my screen. There we go. And we are back, and it's time for us to go ahead and answer some questions. So I know we had some come through, and we had some from the other day. So let's pull those up and see what's going on. Lisa says, D2D recently partnered with Findaway Voices for audiobook production. How involved are you with them? Do they run everything, or is it more of a partnership?
It's kind of a partnership. What we do is we act as a gateway to get the author and their book and their metadata over to Findaway so that you can start the audiobook production process. We actually make nothing at all on your audiobook, either the production side or the sale. In that relationship, we get a finder's fee, essentially. It's like a referral fee. But what we can offer the author, if you go through us to get there, is they'll waive the $49 admin fee per book. So you save $50, which is great. But from that point on, you're basically handled by Findaway. And it's a great service. They're very much like us. We were very happy to partner with them because we had nearly identical business models, nearly identical philosophies. If you bring in your own audiobook, like if you recorded yourself or you paid an outside producer or whatever, there's literally no charge to use the service. They like us make their money on the distribution. So you would use them to find a narrator, and then you would negotiate rates. Basically, they'll tell you what the rates are up front. They'll say, this narrator charges X per finished hour. And so you'll be able to budget and know exactly how much it costs to get your book produced. But yeah, and we in some ways support. I mean, we'll do some support. We can't support within their system, but if you're having trouble, you can ask us, and we do take care of things. And I talk to Kelly Lytle all the time over at Findaway. He's the head of the Findaway Voices program. So we're tight. We did karaoke. We nearly kissed on the mouth at a karaoke event at NINC. So you can't get much closer than that legally in some states. I'm just saying.
Wow. Okay, then. I guess we know everything we need to know now.
I love those guys. Findaway is very much like Draft2Digital. It's an amazing company. If you're looking to do audiobooks, to me, that is the way. They do not do the royalty split, which actually is good for everyone. If you avoid the whole royalty split scenario, it's actually good for everyone. So you should definitely consider using those guys. If you want to ask more questions about them specifically, I'm happy to do that. You can email me or contact me any way you like.
Absolutely. And hey, they are always welcome to come on the show as well. So if they're interested in hanging out with me,
hit me up. I will get Kelly Lytle on your show if you want. I can totally do that. You reach out to me afterward, and I will connect the two of you. He'd be a great guest.
Perfect. That would be awesome. Hey, Lissa, remind me.
Yeah, Lissa, take a note.
Today. Melanie apparently thinks your story is hilarious. So
I got more.
I feel like we should just have you on and just let you tell stories at some point.
That's a dangerous prospect. I'll do it. If you let me, I will go on. And I got plenty of stories to share. Trust me. I've been in this business for a while.
Well,
I have my own podcast. I can draw from other people's stories. I will go on.
That's fantastic. So now we have two shows you and I are going to set up together. We're going to make this happen. Hey, if you are live with us and you have questions, now is a great time to ask. You can pop those in the question box. I am going to pull up the ones that were written in over the last couple of days since we set this up. Okay. Yes. Okay. Lisa wants to know, do you have any plans to show individual books in your reporting? So right now it's kind of all together. Do you have any plans for kind of breaking that down for us?
It's something that's come up a lot, and I think it is a need. The reporting stuff right now is a lower priority than the means of getting authors more money. But if you will do me a favor and email support@draft2digital.com and just say, I heard Kevin Tumlinson talking about this, and I'd love to recommend this feature or whatever. I think that will help us start that conversation again. But yeah, I'd love to see that as well. I mean, you can there are certain ways to drill down on that data and possibly get the information you're after anyway. But I love our reporting. I've had some people actually complain about it, and it always shocks me. But I think our reporting and the way we display that information is beautiful and very easy. And but yeah, I could definitely see being able to drill down on individual books would be handy. It's per sales channel or per region and all that. You can do a lot of that. It just takes a little more time to pull that report together than usual. Because you do see individual book sales. I mean, you do see. For each individual book, you can see its sales per channel. You can see that. But it's not like, I want to see everything about this specific book. It's not like that yet. So, but yeah, it's been talked about. So I'm sure it'll.
Fantastic. I know that's come up a number of times between my friends and I. We were talking about things like group projects or box sets or anthologies, and it'd be really nice to have all that individualized data. So that'd be something that would be
I can tell you that there are things in the works specifically for the box set crowd, the co-authoring crowd, that are going to blow your mind. I can promise you there's things coming. As I said, we have a very aggressive development cycle, I guess, or development list. And we have been working on things for the past couple of years. We've had new releases. Some minor or major thing has happened every 2 weeks since I started with this company. And there is more on the board. It's just getting to all those levels. We got to get through the other stuff first. So stick around. Some major, incredible things are going to happen on that front.
That's awesome. I like hearing that. Yeah. And, the fact that you are putting out new things every 2 weeks, that's very impressive. I'm one for innovation. So.
I have worked with software companies in the past as a creative director, as a marketing director, and this is the first software development company I've ever worked with that has had that sort of output. It's just incredible to see, and they're not just throwing things out there and hoping that it works either. I mean, these things are very well developed. If there are problems, this is something else I've never seen. If there's a problem, we find out about it, and within the next couple of hours, we've solved it. It's just immediate. It's really taking the indie author mentality and the ability to pivot on a dime and applying it to software in a way that I've never seen done before. So I've just never seen a group of people, cobble together software changes and then fix any bugs that come up within the first week of it existing. Just never seen that before.
I always like when people can work very quickly and get things handled. That's my favorite. So major bonus points for that one.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Let's see. Answered some of these already. Just wanted to know how easy is it to work with customer support? Obviously, from everything we've heard today, super, super easy, but go ahead and give them a plug one more time.
If you go to draft2digital.com/support, you can email us, you can call us on the telephone, you can hit us up on Twitter at Draft2Digital. Any of those ways are on Facebook as well. You can hit up the messenger on Facebook. Any of those ways will get you into the channel. The best way, of course, is to either call or email. Email is probably the best because then you get a ticket assigned to you that we can manage on your behalf. But now, we are human beings, so we do sleep and we do eat and we do, occasionally walk away from our computers. But generally, within a few hours in most cases. On the weekends, maybe you might have to wait till Monday occasionally. But you'll usually get some kind of response. And if we don't already have the problem fixed by the time we respond to you, we're going to let you know this is being worked on, or we see this problem or whatever. They're the best. I mean, I've never encountered a customer support team better than this group. After the Amazon launch and with all the things that have been happening, it's been a crazy schedule. They're all there. They're all sleeping at their desks if they have to. They're doing what they got to do to make sure that you're taken care of. And we get some really interesting emails from people who are upset or whatever, and we're generally able to solve their problem, calm them down, and get their lives back on track. We are the best. We've got the best customer support, author support out there, just hands down. I will put money on it. I'll bet anybody anytime. So bring it.
I feel like there's a challenge. Maybe we should test you now.
I would challenge. If there is some sort of test we can run, I will happily put us up against anybody, because I'm just constantly amazed at what this team does to make sure the authors are happy. And if you start asking around about us, that's the number one thing that anyone says. And so, there's not to go all spiritual here, but there's a whole Bible verse about knowing a tree by its fruit. That's exactly the way you know whether a company's got tremendous customer support. If you talk to others and they tell you, I had this bad experience and I had that bad experience, and that's all you ever hear, then you know that company's not really, they're not customer focused. When you talk to people about Draft2Digital, there is that group out there that, we'll say like 1% of the people who don't like what happened. And they almost invariably, if you dug down enough, you'd find out that they tried to work around the rules. They tried to cheat the system. They tried to sell public domain content, or they tried to get their erotica into a channel that says they won't have it, or, and then we get accused of things like, we're going to deny free speech or whatever. If you dig in, you find out pretty quick that most 99.9% of the time, we're just enforcing the rules they already knew. We told them about from the start. But the majority of people, when you ask about us, it's glowing positive stuff. We fix problems when they come up, and we make sure that you're taken care of, because the whole point of Draft2Digital is to make sure the authors have an easy time and can just focus on the writing.
And that's the key, isn't it? Authors never have enough time to write. So if they're busy dealing with technical problems, that's never going to be a good thing. I personally have worked with a ton of customer service people from all sorts of different places within this industry, and you guys definitely are awesome with that.
Yeah.
Let me see. I recently talked to Amazon about setting up a series page for my books, and they said it had to go through the distributor. The distributor, pronoun, said that was not something that they could do and had to be done through Amazon. Do you have any idea on how to do this? Do you guys handle that, or do they go through Amazon with that?
I don't. I'm gonna make a couple of assumptions about what they mean by just a series page. Because if you're trying to do the thing where, for example, I have my series. When a book wasn't included in there, they'll promote, like, this book is a part of a 3-book series. They'll have those little promotions. Right. You can actually reach out to them and say, if you've claimed the book in your Author Central page, which you should, regardless of whether you publish through Amazon or not, or through KDP or not, you can claim your books in that page. Then you just contact support, their support, and you say, this book is part of this series. And you can give them the AI sends, the links, everything you need to show them where it's supposed to fit. Usually within a couple of days, they'll connect that. So I'm just assuming that's what they mean. If they mean...
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And then the other option, of course, is if you're offering it as sort of a box set or something like that, we can definitely help with that, because really it's just one big book, and you can distribute that through us. So yeah, I mean, if there's another version of that maybe I'm not thinking about,
I'm pretty sure we were right on the first one.
Yeah.
Because I've actually had a discussion with this person on this before, and it was one of those conversations where they had gone to Amazon, and Amazon decided that it was the other company's job to handle that, and then that company said, no, it's Amazon, and there was this kind of communication issue.
We know from experience, don't we, that that's how Amazon operates. They're going to say you're going to have to take it to, they're going to be as hands-off about it as they can be. However, it all comes back to language, right? And it's how you frame it. If you go to them and say, I want to connect my book in a series, they're probably not going to know what you're talking about, and they're going to say you're going to have to go to the distributor for that. Because in their mind, you may be asking them, how do I put all my books together in a series that I can sell all in one place? If you want to connect them, though, on Amazon through Amazon's system and algorithms, you can do that. And the way to ask for that is to say, I have a series of books. This is book 1, AISN for each one, right? AISN for book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, and I would like to group them in the same series. Can you help? And they will help you. You might have to go back and forth a couple of times to smooth some things out communications wise, but they'll connect those books. I mean, I've done it 2 or 3 times now, so, and they're actually pretty good about it, and they do it pretty quickly.
Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are over our time, so we do appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you do have continued questions, you can go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We will get those answered for you as soon as we possibly can. And if you are here during our rebroadcast, you still have the ability to get that free bonus checklist, which you can get by typing D2D checklist into the comments below. That'll pop up in your direct message inbox, and then we'll get you that link, plus that extra bonus that we have thrown in there for you guys. If you have any trouble with that, please let me know, and we'll get that handled for you. But if you have questions, if you have comments, let us know. what you want to see next. Kevin, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you being here. Any last words to everyone?
Gosh, I wish I'd known I was going to have to come up with the last words. I'll be in the bathroom reading. No, that was Elvis's last words. If you have questions about Draft2Digital, the very best thing you can do is to hit us up, draft2digital.com/support, and ask those questions. You can tell people that I sent you. I get nothing out of that except they know that the stuff I'm doing out here in the promotion world is working. But just let them know. And if you want to contact me directly, you can reach out on Twitter or whatever, and I will answer any questions you have. I'm happy to. So
fantastic. Thanks so much. We appreciate you being here. This was an absolute pleasure. We appreciate all your hard work getting out there and really talking about Draft2Digital and empowering authors to work simply through your system.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate you guys hanging out. As always, you can come hang out with me at readingtransforms.com, where you will have access to our online courses, our online resources, our articles, tutorials, videos, on-demand mini trainings, free masterclass webinars, and the amazing projects that we're working on over at Reading Transforms. You can also jump into community.readingtransforms.com, which will kick you over to our closed Facebook group, where I'm in there teaching about the social media algorithms, how to beat them, how to work with them, how to avoid them, how to make sure that you do not get shadow banned or any of those other horrible pitfalls that you could run into while you are marketing out on social media. It's a really great group of highly supportive authors, and I would love to have you join us, community.readingtransforms.com. If you have questions, let me know what's going on. We will create more live broadcasts just like this one for you guys. And if you have suggestions on who you want to hear next or who you want to see next on one of our live broadcasts, go ahead and leave me those comments below or send me a direct message and let me know who you want to hear from next so that we can continue to empower and equip you to get out there and really engage your fans and empower and equip them to get out there and market on your behalf without ever sounding like a sales pitch. I'm K.M. Robinson, social media marketing strategist here at Reading Transforms and over at K.M. Robinson Photography, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, stay inspired.